Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. This is a film review of A Haunting in Salem. It's a horror, came out in 2011, it's a 15, an hour and 25 minutes. Amazon is 3.5 out of 5, IMDb is 3.3 out of 10. I'll read both synopsises. So Amazon is, when the new sheriff of Salem, Massachusetts discovers that he is the victim of a centuries-old curse, he must protect his family from the vengeable ghosts that torment his home. And IMDb is, in this spine-chilling indie horror flick, a sheriff relocates to Salem with his family, only to discover that the house they've moved into is plagued by an ancient curse and haunted by malicious spirits. It's also an Asylum film, so it's one of many attempts at watching all the Asylum films, God help me. So the director is Shane Van Dyke, who did Guns. Producer, well there's 4 of them, but with producer on we have David Michael Latt, who did Gladiators. Music was by Chris Ridenhour, who did Surrounded. The cast, we've got the main ones really. We have Bill Oberst Jr., who was Wayne Downs, who was in Three from Hell. Courtney Abbiati, Abbiati, who was Carrie Downs, she was in Gotti, she's on the right. Nicholas Harsin, Harsin, who was Kyle Downs, who was in Wild Wild Yogis, the series, he's in the middle. And Jenna Stone, who was... what the hell? Jenna Stone, who was Allie Downs, and she was in Misbehave, the series, she's on the left. And Carrie Van Dyke, who was Mike Goodwin, who was in Six Guns. It was filmed in 341 Adena Street, Pasadena, California, apparently. The credits have these images of witch trials, I think. Well, of course it is, it's Salem. Now at the house, it's like POV up the stairs. There's rumble. Now I watched late at night. I've got a Turtle Beach headset. It's a gaming headset, so it has a high rumble on it, so like great on my ears. There's some dudes getting a bath ready, and there's a woman sleeping. It didn't end well at all for them both. Though how he died, or how she died even, was quite different to how I thought she was going to die. Anyway, so you come home, you find your wife, and I think the brother, I'm not too sure, dead. He's a cop, as in the guy that's just arrived home. So do you maybe radio it in, or do you throw petrol over the house and try to light it? Once again, it's a huge house. So they've just all moved in, and within minutes, Karen's putting away cups, turns around and the box has moved. So I'm thinking poltergeist. Wayne's not that up on DIY and electrical stuff. How do I know that? So the bulb in the bathroom, there's 2 of them. One doesn't work. The other one is lit, as in it's on. So instead of, turning it off, putting the bulb or doing some twisting with the bulb, and then turn it back on again, he does the old-fashioned thing. I'll turn it while it's still on. It gets burnt, and he says, "Ow! I can't believe I just." I thought, duh. So Wayne's awake. It's quite bright outside. He's using his torch, but I think it's pointless. It must be either the brightest moon in the world or the house lights on outside. And then, why in the dead of night? McSween is the gardener. I'm putting on it because he's not here for very long, as you can probably gather. So, in the middle of the night, you go outside and you call in his name. Why? Is he supposed to be doing the gardening at like 4 in the morning? But no, he was walking around. McSween! 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 It's like, yeah, he should be asleep, shouldn't he? But apparently not. Well, we know where he was. So we go inside. It's bright as day as usual. Who needs lights? Now we have a backstory on the town and also the house, which helps the film. So it's rare to see that kind of stuff. Literally as I'm recording this, or as I was watching some dickheads outside have driven their car up and down with the exhaust sounds broken. So like there's no muffler or something. It just sounds like some sort of shitty exhaust system that some dickheads thought this sounds right cool at 11 o'clock at night. Don't worry, the neighbour next door told them where to go. Anyway, back to the film. So Wayne turned off the lamp. The brightness didn't change at all in the room. It's like, at least make it look like you're in the middle of night, you know. So daughter's praying to the porcelain god. Now, everyone's prayed to the porcelain god. If you don't know who I mean, no, it's in the bathroom. You know, there's only one there. So the first rule, right, if you're using both hands as you tend to do, as you're retching your guts up, you wipe your mouth with the back of your hand, not the palm. Why? Well, you know, use your imagination. So maybe this is an American thing, because I see this quite a lot in American films. So Mary from the Historical Society has arrived, right? She knocks on the door, there's no answer. So just, instead of just sort of like leaving, waiting or knocking again, she just walks inside, yelling, hello, hello, hello. Is there anyone there? And no one heard her, by the way. There was people inside, and they didn't even hear her when she was screaming to death. But it's just like, would you normally do this in America? I mean, because I haven't seen many British films that do this. So maybe it's a thing. Maybe that's what you do. If you just turn up at somebody's house, you just knock on the door. If there's no one there, you just walk in and say hello. God help me. So the death by baseball bat it was so lame. It was like they were hitting a pillow. There was a knife in earlier on that was kind of okay, yeah, but then this bat was just so miserable. It was an interesting ending. The overall, it was okay. There was nothing major, but I'm going to give it a 4 because the ending was a little bit different than what I was expecting. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed watching and listening to this film review of Haunting in Salem. Please subscribe to my channel. I've got plenty of film reviews, quite a lot of asylums, so if you want to watch those, there's a big playlist going. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, leave a comment below. Have you seen this film? Have you been to Salem, or do you even live there? I don't know. Okay, well, thank you and goodbye.